morning, everyone. It's Memorial Day weekend. I am Jake, the host of Florida Yak Fishing. Well, more formally known as Florida Kayak Fishing. I am on my way to pick up a buddy of mine who I happen to work with. We're going to go hit a lake this morning for a couple hours. But I wanted to talk about a couple things before I start delving more into the channel and start doing more videos. First off, it is Memorial Day weekend, so I want to say thank you to all the armed forces men and women who are serving, have served, and will serve in the future. One thing you will find out throughout the course of this journey in this channel is that veterans, military, first responders, they are all very close to my heart. I have family members that have served and who are serving, whether it is active duty military or on a police force or a sheriff's department. So I wanted to sit there and give a shout out to them and everybody who puts themselves on the front lines for our freedoms every single day. Without those freedoms, I wouldn't be able to make this channel. I wouldn't be able to fish. I wouldn't be able to do much of anything. What is going on here? It sounds like, someone got into a wreck. Well, that's not very good. That's pretty bad. I hope everybody's all right in that. And this, folks, is why you sit there and you actually drive respectfully and not like a dummy. Anyways, with that being said, I know this is a kayak fishing channel. It's more than just that. It's a way for me to bring everybody together and sit there and say, hey, look, let's go fishing. Let's do something that kids nowadays are just not really doing much of. They'd rather sit there and have two thumbs on a controller and play video games. Granted, I'm guilty of that when I was younger. I'm guilty of that when I was in college. I'm guilty of it now. It's a great way to relieve some stress, and it's a great way to especially for a mechanic like me, to keep carpal tunnel from setting in, muscle memory in your fingers. But it's a big thing where you've got kids who don't even know what the great outdoors really is. That's one of the reasons I started this channel. I've got kids myself. I've got one on the way. Today is just about a month to go until my last son is born. I'm not having any more after him. But excuse me. I've got 2 daughters, 3 boys as it is, and I've got 1 more coming. They don't get to sit inside and play video games all day. I make them get up, I make them go outside, I make them enjoy the great outdoors. I think it's important, not only as a parent, but as a conservationalist and as a fisherman and as an outdoorsman and as a man, that we teach the younger generation what it really means to be in tune with nature. I mean, you've got dummies out there now that are going and playing with alligators and getting themselves bit. There was a 23-year-old here in Florida, I think it was just last week, he got his arm bit off by an alligator because he was out screwing around with it. Come on, guys. You gotta be joking me. The only time I mess with an alligator is if I'm gonna kill it during season and eat it. That's it. It's the only time I mess with it. You know, I can sit here and rant all day long about that, but that's not what this channel's about. This channel is about having fun, documenting what we do, going out and educating everybody on how to fish out of a kayak correctly, how to rig your kayak, how to use a depth finder on it, you know, how to modify your kayak so it better suits how you want to fish. It's whatever you want it to be. And I do apologize for my voice. I know my first video was a little clearer. I am battling some sort of allergy or upper respiratory infection right now. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to keep me off the water. You know, when your wife sits there and says, hey, you can go fishing, all you married guys that are watching this, do it. It's not a trap. Trust me. Because tonight, after this, I'm taking my wife and my kids, and we're all going fishing down at the jetty. Oh yes, I'm not just a freshwater only guy. Not too sure about my little 10-foot tamarack out there in the intercoastal or out in some saltwater areas right yet. But so with a few modifications, or I just buy a bigger kayak. That's simple. Anyways, this is 6 minutes now of me ranting. So let me get to the purpose of today's video. One, I've already said it. You know, going back to teaching our kids about what the great outdoors really is, and that's part of why I started this channel. But the second reason is alligators. Alright? I don't just kayak fish. I don't just fish off of a boat. I fish on shore too. And yes, there will be some footage of on the water stuff today. I know that like I said, my first video was just starting out, first one of the channel. I'm still working on getting a GoPro, so I appreciate y'all bearing with me. And giving me a chance to grow and following me on this journey. But that being said, let's talk about those alligators. Alright, when I fish on shore, I'm always careful. I look out for snakes and alligators. Same thing in the kayak. Those water moccasins, they'll creep up on you and you'll never know it. But when you're out there, I don't care if you're on a boat. And the same thing with sharks. You got to be careful. You're seeing an increase in shark attacks lately against kayakers. There's multiple videos being posted around. So, that being said, oh, sorry guys, I hate filming when I don't feel good, but it's been almost a week and a half since I've done a video, and I need to get something out there for you. I'm trying to build this thing and give you all some good content, because end of June, for about 3 weeks, you ain't gonna hear a peep out of me. I'm gonna be spending time with my kid. So anyways, back to what I'm saying, because I get sidetracked a lot. So, and as you can see, I'm just a real guy. I just talk about what I'm passionate about. Anyways, that being said, safety is the number one thing. You know, before you even set foot on a kayak, before you sit on a boat, you need to know the basic rules. You need to have a life jacket. You need to have this. You need to have that. That's all good and well, but what happens if you get attacked by an alligator? Alright? Or you see one swimming up near you and it just comes on. You don't have many options because you're so low to the water. So let me help you guys out a little bit and give you a few little pointers that I've learned over the years that have kept me safe. Alright. So, when you first get in your kayak, obviously you want to launch in a safe spot. You don't want to just go swimming in the lake, taking a chance that an alligator may be around. You want to make some noise. You want to, especially if you're launching down like next to a boat ramp or something, they like to sit up underneath there. They like to sit right there on the floor, and they'll strike it when you least expect it. So, make some noise. Try to spook them out. See where they're at. The lake that I've been fishing a lot lately, which is thankfully not even a mile from my house, backs up to a golf course. So, I mean, the fishing's really, really good to begin with. And there's a lot of quantity, but there's also some pretty big gators in there. There's a 12-footer, a 14-footer, and a 15-footer that I've seen so far, and a bunch of babies. Now, the babies don't really mess with me, but that mama alligator is the one I'm more worried about. So, I launch off of a sandy area, away from any structure. The water's crystal clear right there, pretty close. And I do an unorthodox way of launching my kayak. I do the butt shuffle, as I call it. I get in and I kind of shift my weight back and forth until I break free enough where I can push off. And that's just safety in this lake. It's not because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just my own safety. It's me not taking that chance of not going home to my wife and my kids. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them, but these Celsius, I like the Arctic vibe, but they're all pretty good. But these Celsius, man, they're great. They wake you up, they get you going, and they don't give you that crash like Monster does, and they're not as bad for you. They're a lot less dangerous than a normal energy drink. Just something to consider if you're getting up and going out early and you're not a coffee drinker, because I hate coffee. Absolutely hate it. Anything coffee, the smell of it, cannot stand it. That and Brussels sprouts, but who likes that crap anyways? Anyways, back to what I'm saying, because like I said, I do get sidetracked. Alright. So when you launch, you make some noise. If you suspect, if you're not running a depth finder, even if you are running a depth finder or some other form of sonar, I like to bang the sides of my kayak with my paddle. I was taught by a guy a long time ago that if you do that, they don't like the sound of it, or it makes you seem bigger than you are, and they're more intimidated to come anywhere near you. I have found this actually does work, but you still got to remain vigilant, because you never know. That son of a gun could be right underneath your kayak and you'd never know it. And if they're big enough, they can, and they will flip you. Especially during mating season. They get a little too aggressive for their own good during mating season. Let me tell you something. That's why we hunt them suckers at night. They're more active. During the day, they're not as bad. But you still got to be careful. Even if you're going up, let's say you get a bait stuck in a tree, and that tree's, you can get to it, you can get it out. You still got to be careful, because you don't know what's sitting underneath those branches in the water. You just don't. Your safety is more of my concern in shooting these videos and giving you all tips and whatnot than anything else. I don't want to hear that any of my followers, anyone that I know personally, anyone that said, oh, hey, I was watching this, got my arm bit off. No, I don't want to see that. That's not what I want for anybody. I want everybody who watches this channel and subscribes and, heads out there and goes fishing, especially if you're going out with your kids, to just be safe. Make it home that night, because tomorrow ain't promised today. We all know this. Good Lord willing, I'll be here a long time. But who knows? My time could be up today, it could be up tomorrow. But at least I know that I was safe on the water when I'm out there. It's just like going out in a thunderstorm. If you do that, you're an idiot. You know electricity and water don't mix. You know playing with alligators and your hand don't mix. Come on now. Common sense. We live in a world where there's not much of it. But us fishermen, we got it. For the most part. 99.9% of us got it. That being said, the only other thing I can offer you in terms of safety for alligators is just stay away from them. Don't mess with them. Don't provoke them. 9 times out of 10, they will avoid you. They may pop up at the surface. They may follow you for a little bit. You bang your kayak. You don't make any threatening moves towards them. Odds are they're going to leave you alone. Anyways, I'm done ranting. I've done spent almost the last 15 minutes talking y'all's ear off. Y'all ain't here to just look at my ugly face. It's a joke. And listen to me talk about safety. Y'all ain't here for just that. Y'all here for some fishing, for some kayak fishing. There'll be some days when there's some videos where I'm fishing out of a boat or on shore, but the majority of it's going to be kayak fishing. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this part of the video. I'm gonna get and pick up my buddy, and I'll next time you see some stuff further on in this video, it'll be more daylight. Right now it's 5:05 and it's still pretty dark out. We call this dark 30 and getting ready to go. I've loaded up, my stuff's already in the truck, my kayak's in the truck, my rods are in the rod holders, tackle's loaded, rods rigged, ready to go. Took me about 45 minutes to get down here to get him. It's gonna take me about 45 minutes to get back, but when you love to fish and your buddy ain't got a truck to make his kayak go, this is what you do. Just remember, fishing buddies are important. You got one that'll stick by you and go with you all the time. That's a good thing. So we'll check back in with you here in a little bit with some on the water footage. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. I would love to grow this thing. Give me some comments. Give me some stuff that you guys want to see. I'm more than happy to make custom videos. More than happy to talk about certain things if y'all are looking for it. You know, this is just as much my channel as it is yours. If you want videos or you want to DM me and ask about my kayak setup or my rod setup or whatever, feel free to. I don't mind answering questions. There's not a non-disclosure agreement. There's no secrets here. It's just straight up kayak fishing. So, all right, guys, we're going to get on the water and get some stuff going, and we'll see you soon. Hey, guys, let me start this off by saying sorry I didn't get any on the water footage today. Had some personal issues come up that I had to take care of with the wife and kids. Obviously, the purpose of this channel is all about creating memories and everything, as I keep saying. But family always comes first, no matter what. So, because I wasn't able to get anything on the water today, I am going out tomorrow. I will get some footage. I'm also investing in a camera and a mount for the kayak next week. I finally found a good deal. It's going on sale next week. I'll do a whole video about it with that camera. But since I have you guys, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about rigging, tackle wise, rods, etc., and some accessories that I have that'll help hopefully you guys catch a few more fish. As I reach over here and continue to grab a couple things for this second part of the video, again, I'm really, as I struggle to get it out of my kayak, which is in the back of my truck at the moment, as I struggle to get it and finally got it. I absolutely hate not being able to provide content for you guys and getting it to you in a timely manner. But thanks for bearing with me. As I said, my wife is due in a month, so right now a lot of baby stuff is going on. But I digress. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go over a couple basics here. Hopefully it'll help you guys catch some more fish and you'll be able to see what I'm using, give you guys some ideas for what you want to do. So hopefully we can help you guys out. Alright, so as you know, I run a standard 10-foot Tamarack, Lifetime Tamarack kayak. As you can see, I typically leave it like this. I empty it out before I go fishing. That way I know what I've been doing. Have the rod holder, have a set of pliers. As you can see, I have my kayak screen mount there, my Scotty mount there. But we're not talking about that today. My next video is going to be, well, not the next one, but one of the next upcoming videos is going to be about that once I get the GoPro camera and can give you a couple different angles and splice everything together. If anybody watching has a good editor program for YouTube and whatnot, let me know. That way I can go ahead and make these videos better quality. Like I said, I'm just starting out with this channel. Eventually it's going to get bigger and better, but it's a growing process just like everything in life. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. 90% of my rods are loose. I have about 40 rods and reels, some saltwater, some freshwater. But my three main bass rods that I've been using lately, my handy dandy, and I'm going to pull the float up so you all can see it. And that's another thing we're going to talk about here. Oh, sorry about the loud noise. All right, a Lew's speed stick laser with a Lew's Mach 1 with 60-pound braid on it. I am throwing an XPS Bass Pro Shop jerkbait. They seem to like that right now. They're suspended about 5-6 feet deep in the lakes I've been fishing. Perfect for catching stuff. As you can see, my 2 bait casters have the rod floats. Very crucial if you don't want to sit there and tie a bungee cord to it, one of the retrieval cords that they make for kayaks. $5 at Walmart. I picked up a 3-pack, yellow, high vis yellow, orange, and then there is, I believe, a black or a purple that goes with it. But one of my younger kids destroyed it, so it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to show you right now. As you can see, this one is a 7-foot medium heavy. They say 10 to 20 line weight, 60-pound test is fine. 3/8 to an ounce lure. Single throw just about anything. Again, the rod float is going to be loud for a second. Sorry about that. I like the suffix braid the best. It seems to work better. It's what I've used for many, many years fishing. Never had an issue. Backlashes are easy to get out, and yes, they do happen. Good tensile strength, really good. Overall braid. I run it on everything, different stuff. This is 45-pound braid on a Lew's classic speed stick. It's a Classic Pro. This one is my oldest rod and reel combo that I have. Real quick, the laser, I throw everything. It's a multi-purpose rod. You'll mainly catch me throwing soft plastics on it. But the Classic Pro is a 6/6 medium, 8 to 10 or 8 to 15-pound line weight, 1/4 to 5/8 ounce lure. I'm throwing a good old Smithwick jerkbait, a little bit longer than the XPS. This bait is great for spring bass. It will go ahead and give you versatile options. You can throw it along a weed line, you control it, you can do whatever you need to do with it. Fast, slow, steady, however you want to retrieve it, jerking it around. You get some of the nastiest strikes this time of the year with it for those finicky suspended bass that are right on a drop-off ledge or whatnot. So those are my 2 bait casters that I run with on a consistent basis. I will get some action on them and show you guys how well they perform. Honestly, any good solid bait caster, you can use any brand. I prefer Lew's just because best quality out there that I've found on a budget friendly setup. And then of course, because I do a lot of saltwater fishing too, a lot of snook fishing, my wife got me this for my birthday a couple months ago. It is a Offshore Angler from Bass Pro Shop Salt Striker spinning rod. It is a 7'6", 12 to 20-pound line. I'm running 50-pound suffix on it. Medium heavy action. And as you can see, I am throwing a weighted trick worm, 1/8 ounce, I believe, bullet weight with a toothpick pegged into the weight, and a Texas rigged trocar hook with the with watermelon red flake trick worm, especially for those bass on a drop off where you're trying to get it down there quick enough, but you need something to wiggle the worm, so to speak. Great versatile worm. The rod itself is good. I've used it many times with a Ned rig, had a lot of success with it. Shore fishing and kayak fishing, fished out of a bass boat with it many times, done very well with it. Probably one of my favorite spinning rods. It is paired with a Shimano Saros spinning reel. It's a 4000 FA. This is my snook rod. Biggest one I've caught is a 43-inch, and that thing was fun. Sorry, I need to wash my truck, but get to that in another video. Boat care is incredibly important. So that being said, it's early spring, well, more late spring, early summer. As you can tell, I fish a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and roll through this real quick. Walmart is a great place to get your weights. I've got some 1/8 ounce egg sinkers. Ozark Trail makes some 3/16 weights that are like 84 cents a pack. Really good if you're on a budget. And then always the 1/16 ounce bullet weights are good too. Down the cooking aisle in Walmart where the cooking utensils are, you can get yourself a pack, 3-pack of toothpicks, 300 of them, for like $3. I keep a pack in the tackle box at all times. I like to peg my weights. I never run a free floating weight, just because a lot of snags where I'm fishing, and as you can tell, it's gotten through some rough waters and whatnot. I have one of my red offsets. The hook bends very easily. It's a Eagle Claw laser sharp. Would not recommend it. I only have it in here as a backup hook. These guys here are a 2/0 Eagle Claw laser sharp. I lost a 10-pounder on one of these. It bent the hook straight. Would not recommend it if you're going for heavier fish. Great for finesse fishing though. But my hook of choice lately has been these Trocar worm keepers in 2/0. I also have a couple packs of 3/0 sitting in the truck that I need to put in the box, but they are great. These guys are a 2/0 that I picked up at Academy Sports. I've used them on a couple things. They're relatively good strength. They seem to do pretty well. You know, they're not terrible. As my son decides to climb up in the back of the truck because he's a giant goober. I love him to death. He's going to be getting his own kayak here in a couple days. I'm going to start teaching him that. Anyways, let's go through a little bit of my daily tackle that I run. That way you guys kind of get an idea for this late. So this is just one of my boxes. Hey Brantley, real quick, can you hand me those 2 boxes over there and that green one? Just stick them right here on the kayak for me. He's going to be featured on some of the videos too, especially as he starts learning to kayak. Fishing is something he really wants to get into, and as I said in my video this morning, it's going to be all about family and what family can do. Thank you, much appreciated. See if there's any more over there, that way I can continue to show. That's a saltwater box. I don't want that one right now. So as you can see, I've gone through a lot of baits. I need to restock, but I've got my my green pumpkin, or not my green pumpkin, my I can't remember the color of these. My lizards. I throw these a lot. Finicky bass up on weed lines. They absolutely demolish them. They're great. They tear them apart. I go through probably 3 to 4 packs a weekend if I'm out absolutely slaying them. Sometimes the bite's a little slower and I have to fish something else. As you can hear, I live on a main road, so you're gonna hear a lot of traffic. Hopefully this is the last video I have to do off my phone, and I can do everything on the water and at the lake. But as I said, thanks for bearing with me and helping me grow this thing. It's a work in progress, and it's just gonna get better from here. A lot of Zoom baits, but I do have these. They're supposed to be wacky worms. They're $6 a pack. Can't remember who makes them, but they sell them at Walmart. I've yet to use them as a wacky worm. I've Texas rigged them before. They've got 2 bulbs on them. They're about 6 inches long. I have cut the bulb off and used it as like a Senko style bait, and it's done pretty well. I've landed some decent fish. And then of course the good old trick worms. I have June bug, I have purple with green flake, and I have obviously my watermelon with black and red specks. They're great for finicky bass that don't want to sit there and actually bite anything fast moving and you're trying to fish slow. Really good for sight fishing as well. I rig it on a 2/0 hook. I'll show you all how I rig it here in a minute. Let's see. So as you can see, last time I was out, I had to fish super deep. The fish were sitting royal pain in the butt, about 5 feet deep on a drop off. They weren't hitting anything that was falling slow. I had to get it down there pretty quick just to get their attention. So the way that I do this, sorry, I've just had kittens in the house and cleaning some stuff out and trying to make a room ready for the baby. Hey Brantley, can you come hold this for me? Yeah. And whoa, there you go, buddy. Just don't stop it. All right. So bring it here. Yes, Brantley's the camera operator. Make sure it's in zoom, please. For right now, he'll like I said, he'll be featured on some videos. Let me go ahead and grab a new one and I'll show you how I rig these. So again, a 2/0 hook.
We're just gonna go ahead and grab one of these because next time I fish I will be throwing a trick worm because fish are very finicky around here. As you can see right now, I haven't pegged it. I'll show you how to do that. And those of you who know how to Texas rig already, congratulations. Those of you who don't, you'll get there. So you take it, you put it in through the top like this. And I rig all of my soft plastics like this. It increases my hookup ratio. Come down about maybe 1/8 of an inch, bring it through. You see the hook guard keeper here, the black piece that's right here where my finger is. You bring this around. You will ruin a lot of your baits, so make sure you have a decent stock on you. But it's good for if you want to keep it and you get stuck in reeds. Bring it down with a little bit of stuff. Bring it out, and then I bring the hook through, and I embed it here like this, so it sits just like that. When it sits nose down, it's up like this, and when the bass bites it, it just pushes down and pops out, and you get a better hookup ratio. So that's that. We're gonna go ahead and grab a toothpick real quick. And man, these mosquitoes are really a pain in the butt. So you grab a toothpick, and like I said, I carry about 100 of them on me at a time. Take the end of the toothpick right here, stick it in the top of the weight, push it in as far as you can, and then you just wiggle back and forth until it breaks. Whoops, that didn't work as I wanted it to. There you go. A little unsightly, but it's not going anywhere now. I'm tugging on it, it ain't going anywhere. That's how you rig one of these. If you're fishing weighted worms, that's great. I'll take the camera back, please. Thank you. All right. There, as it zooms back out. So my Ned rig box, and I ran out of space, so I put my frogs, which I use over a lot of scum. Just a standard Zoom horny toad, works really good. I bought the Ned rig kit. I've got the one with the hook keeper on it, and then I've got the Strike King or the Yum version with the weed guard on it. You can fish these little guys. They're good for crappie and panfish. They also work great on a Ned rig. I've had a lot of success on the craws that they make. It's like a little 4-inch craw. There's that one, and then there's one that comes with the kit that's like that. They both work very, very well. You can get mini Senkos like this that work even better for those really finicky bites. You've got, half tails and slug looking baits. They work great, but my favorite overall would be, as I call, the Banjo Minnow 2.0 Ned rigged. Looks really, really good. Be careful there, bud. So that's my Ned rig box. Very, very easy. I will in a minute. I'm getting to it. Like I said, I customize how I do it. I'm going to be adding a tackle storage system here very soon. An egg crate or a milk crate that I can put my battery box in. As you see, it's wired in. So Brantley's dying for me to show you this, so I'll go ahead and do it. You can do it with this is an Academy Sports creature bait. It's essentially a Zoom brush hog. 25 for $3.99. It's a 6-inch version, and as you can see, I've hooked it the same way. I have the weight pegged. I cut it off because I needed to swap quickly to a weightless because they weren't hitting anymore. But again, I have multiple tackle boxes not shown that have my main stock. This is just an easy one. Don't open that, bud. As you can see, I've got bigger craws, a couple different colors. These guys are really good. They're Yum baits. And then the creme de la creme, the big old Zoom brush hog for those really, really finicky big bass when you're fishing up. And hey, no, get that out of there. I don't run those are my truck pliers. Big fish that are sitting on tree limbs and whatnot, submerged. They like to sit there and bite. The bigger baits as they're falling, a little bit different fall rate. The flailing arms work really, really good, especially for midsummer, late spring, and the occasional early summer bite. You just got to probe it out and see where you're fishing. Careful, there's hooks on those rods down there. So I don't really fish a ton of hard baits. I'm going to, as I've said in a previous video, And as you can see on the back of that, the big S with the wrench, and this, I am a mechanic. My tool payments take up most of my time and my money. So buying fishing gear is not something I do a lot of. I have other hard bait boxes that are not focused in here. Hey, can you run? Never mind. I have my big tackle bag in there. Can you grab that for me? I've got rattle traps, which I threw last time I was out. I caught a couple small ones. They just don't seem to be wanting to hit them. And then some shallow crankbaits. They're decent. Haven't caught much on them. The lakes I've been fishing, they don't seem to like hard baits very much. So that's going to be a little quest that I have going on. Yes, that bag. Thank you. And then this is the box that goes with me everywhere. Shore fishing, saltwater fishing, you name it. This is what I do. Just get me all the boxes that are in there, will you? It's my fluke box, and I usually have 2 rows full of white super flukes. I go through them so much because they are the absolute best fish catcher. You can sight fish, you can fish them hard, and just put it here. Just put it right here. Multiple different colors, and then I have a Storm, I think it's a 360 rig. It's got a jig head and a soft body lure on it. Good for snook, good for bass, especially around spillways. So I throw more flukes than I do anything else. It's how I scout a lake. I can tell if they're wanting to hit top water, if they're wanting to hit underneath. It's an all-around good way to just find your fish. Next, because he's already got it out, I'll talk about this a little bit. On your spinning rods, if you carry a small one, and I have one in my bedroom, I'm trying to take the reel apart and clean it. Micro baits. They work really, really good in a lot of situations. Still trying to get over this, whatever I have. I've caught a few on these. Funny thing is, I got these things on Wish. So I tried them out. They were like $5. I'm like, all right, screw it, $5, why not? Turns out to be some of the best micro crankbaits I've ever used in my life. So I'll post a link to them in the comments below this video. Also, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out getting some followers and helping to make this channel grow. I can only do this with your guys' help, because nobody wants to really just sit here and listen to me talk. But hopefully this is giving you some good fishing tips. Like I said, my next video is going to have a camera on the back of the boat, so I'll actually be able to show you techniques and whatnot, along with a depth finder and some on-the-water footage, so you can actually see some of the successes that I have. And then I have the good old topwater box. Great for the early morning bite, especially in the summer. I have Academy. When I went there about 3 weeks ago, they had these on clearance. It was a 4-pack of hula poppers, special edition. What I really like about them is I've used hula poppers my entire life, but I love the feather tails. For some weird reason, bass are just absolutely horny for these things. Poppers, again, these poppers I got on Wish. They're more saltwater, but I have caught bass on them. And obviously the good old Whopper Plopper. Thing kicks bass. Do I have anything else in my bag? No, I don't have anything else in my bag. All right, so that's just the basic. I take 4 of these boxes with me at a time, depending on the lake that I'm fishing and the weather conditions. Early morning bite is always a topwater and a fluke that are tied on. Don't touch that, you'll break my transducer. That's what I'm telling them. Is the Scotty mount with the transducer, I had to jerry rig it just to get it to work because the transducer didn't fit the mounting bracket. So I had to get a longer bolt and put it in, but I'll go through that in a little bit. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to go over with you guys for the rest of this video. Again, it's Memorial Day weekend. Go ahead and have yourselves a good weekend. Remember what it's all about. It's not about going out and partying and getting drunk and hot dogs, beer, and all that. It's about spending time with your loved ones, taking a day off from work, resting and recharging, and remembering those who fought and died for our country. That being said, this is Jake with Florida Kayak Fishing. Wishing you all a happy Memorial Day. If there's someone in your family serving, make sure to say thank you for their service. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it really does make them feel better that they are supported and cared about. that being said, Brantley and I are going to sign off. Brantley, bye. Thanks for your help. We'll see you on the water. And like I said, look for the next video coming up. Hopefully here soon. My son is due on June 30th. So probably won't get a couple of videos then. Maybe just a quick shout out here and there. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and do that, please. I'll make sure the comments are enabled for this video. Tight lines, and see y'all in the water.